Greetings, Hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Shattered Ice Plays The Hunters AD 1492. And last time we captured one of those escaping bandits who told us there was some information to be found in Pensburg. So, as that is another red plot card, we are probably going to want to go and do that as quick as possible. So we're going to head back down to Pensburg and resolve that. So, first thing we're going to do is move back down to Pensburg, which costs us another day. See if there is a road event. And there is. So, Pensburg is level 1, so we take our level 1 road cards and we take a look at what we've got. A wide, winding river is ahead of you. You reach its bank and call for the distant ferry, swaying lazily on the water. A bear of a man working the crossing uses a long pole to move the boat, which turns toward you. Sometime later, the side of the ferry bumps against the wooden jetty. Come, hold tight. Not once, not twice. Some treacherous whirlpool has tilted my boat right in the middle of the river. You load your belongings and embark upon the boat. It's slowly sailing away from the bank, when suddenly a few horsemen reach the jetty. Come back! In the name of the Duke, bring the ferry here. They're shouting like madmen. Some are so desperate to make you obey their orders that they ready their crossbows. A cloud of dust can be seen not far away. Someone must be following the soldiers. Who's that, damn it? Hey, ferryman, take us back to the jetty. We've got no wish to end up like hedgehogs. Or B, you give the ferryman a grim look. This is going to waste time if we go back. So, I don't know what the grim look is. But I'm guessing it means ignore them. So we're going to give the ferryman a grim look. So, option B. May you go blind, you bastards. The Duke will hear about it. You ungrateful wretches. Come back at once, shouts the rider's captain. Unfortunately, you cannot handle the poles properly, and the ferry starts to sway. One of you falls overboard, only able to grab a rope at the very last moment. They reach the bank, exhausted and bruised. Randomly chosen hero gains 1 morale and 1 experience. Right, okay. So, we really want this to be Friedrich. 1, 2, or 3 is Friedrich. 4, 5, or 6 is Wilhelm. And it's a 1, so it's Friedrich. So lucky for us, we restore 1 point of morale to him, and he gains another experience, putting him on 20 experience. Right, and then we arrive in Pensburg. So we arrive in Pensburg, and we're going to begin at the medic. And we're immediately going to read S50. Okay, healing enhanced by the healing concoction will last 2 days. Okay, so place S51 face down on M9 with the time token in 2 days. So there's not much else to do in Pensburg, but whilst we're here, we can heal 2 damage, and Friedrich took quite a beating. So we're going to spend 2 ducats to heal Friedrich 4 health, putting him up to 6. And then there's nothing else for us to really do here just yet. Yeah, we're going to come back here later, because what we're going to do is we'll go back to the world map, and then we can head down to Ashenvald, which means we can resolve that card about that girl's trial. So we head down to Ashenvald, see if we have a road event, and we don't. So we arrive in Ashenvald. We're going to start at the herbalist, and we're immediately going to resolve S97. You wait for the sentence with the inhabitants of the settlement. Priests have been interrogating witnesses and searching huts for the whole day. Finally, their leader climbs up the stage in front of the gathered locals. His bony, pale face is severe. You realise you shouldn't expect forgiveness. 48.18. I, Elder Priest Otto Kuntz, hereby decree the following in the name of our most noble Duke and the Church of Sower of Fire. Greta Kant is found guilty posthumously for witchcraft, casting charms and curses, and general depravity. Her body shall be exhumed, quartered, and incinerated. We found devilish books, magical herbs, and other blasphemous ingredients in her room. Additionally, many witnesses confirm casting a charm. The gathered crowd grows angry. Melina Natter is found not guilty of the murder, but for implementing such judgment without Soa's blessing, she is sentenced to flogging. Melina humbly bows her head, accepting the sentence. Shame! Treachery! Roars furious the Rudolf Kant. What did the wench tell you about my poor Greta? She was innocent, just a child. Order, calm down, or we shall pass another sentence. Didn't you know about your daughter's sins? Didn't you hear her singing in the night? Didn't you see the books? Be silent then. People, is this justice? Why do we need such priests? Rudolf keeps protesting, and the crowd is on his side. Do you want the mist here? Let it take the village away, and the mist fiends? Are they supposed to kill all of you here? Then go on, turn your backs on Soa. And rest assured that you'll be doomed. Clearly the evil vapours cloud your eyes, fools. A. You refrain from acting when the crowd assaults the priest with axes and pitchforks. B. Protect the priest. Despite his unjust sentence, the man is right. Without Soa's protection, the village will soon be devoured by the mist, and it's hard to imagine a more horrible fate. Right. Well, I really don't like these priests. I get the horrible feeling that if I let this rabble just kill him, then it's gonna go bad for us. So I am inclined to protect the priest as much as I hate him, as much as I hate this Soul of Fire cult. But I can't abandon my principles. I'm going to refrain from acting when the crowd assault the priest with axes and pitchforks. So let them do what they will, and I'll deal with the consequences. So 48.19. The priest shouts a few more warnings while his companions try to flee, but all of them are captured. The peasants show no mercy. They bludgeon and hack them, overcome with rage. Or maybe other forces are involved here. A few minutes later, silence falls upon this place. Each hero gains 1 morale and 1 experience. Oh, okay, well, I didn't expect that result. Okay, well, that's good for us. So, Friedrich is actually restored to 0 morale, so he won't have any negative modifiers anymore. He is now on 21 experience, and Wilhelm is on 35. And that is that mystery solved. So actually, before we go any further, we've got a lot of experience stacked up. What we're going to do is we're going to spend 30 of Wilhelm's experience to put his strength characteristic up to 3. And then he's still got 5 experience left, so we can save that and hopefully get a decent card. And then Friedrich, we're going to spend 20 of his experience to buy him 2 new cards. Adrenaline, which lets us do a move, parting leap 1, heal 3, and then another move or parting leap. And it gives us a running shot, which allows us to move, shoot, and then move. So that's going to be a 20 experience. Okay, so whilst we're in Ashenvald, we can actually buy an era rune for 6 ducats. So I'm very tempted to do that for Wilhelm's sword. But we have only got 4 ducats at the minute.
Just a quick edit here. You're going to notice a pretty rough cut in just a moment, because it seems I miscalculated the days I'd spent, and I think we're actually 3 or 4 days ahead of where I think we are at this point in the playthrough. So I actually go off on this whole extra sort of a tangent side quest going to visit the Duke's brother. However, I wouldn't have had time to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut those missions out, because, well, it's going to save me time in editing, and it's also going to kind of keep me a bit more on track of how much I would have been able to do. So apologies for that, guys. Always make sure to keep track of your days if you're playing this game. I don't know quite where I missed them out, but at some point I do seem to have done. So yeah, back to the show.
Another one to Pensburg. See if we get a road event, and we don't. And then we're not going to stop in Pensburg. We're not going to waste any time. I think we should be okay with whatever we face here, I would hope. So we're going to head to there. So now we can resolve S51. In the evening you reach the edge of the forest into which the mist is hungrily reaching with its strands. You have a feeling that single tendrils grasp for you, gently wrapping the wagon. An owl can be heard among the trees. 35.06. Okay, so this was that prisoner we took who's gone to the edge of the mist. So it looks like he's getting out of town. So 35.06. Your prisoner is already on horseback. I must disappoint you, but I have no idea who heads all this. I'll apologise for this innocent lie, but I do know where we brought the beast, and this information may prove very valuable to you. Look for the Crow Caves to the southeast from Pensburg. That's where you'll find your beast, and once you face it, remember the wise words of a certain old tinkerer. Fear is an impulse, courage is a decision. Now, farewell. A. You return to the town while your informant disappears in the mist. B. Not so fast. You thought we'd just let you go? You spur your horses and attempt to capture the informant. He won't escape, just punishment, and you'll reclaim your gold. You know what? I would be tempted to kill this guy, but I think he's given us enough information. We didn't give him any gold anyway, did we? We just beat him up, so we'll let him go. We promised we'd let him go, so we will. So 35.07. Replace M19 with M19A. Place S52 face down on M19A. Each hero gains 3 experience. And then we place S52 face down on M19A. And this is best done between days 52 and 56. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to go day 51, day 52, day 53, day 54. Okay, so we can finally do this. I've been waiting to do this for absolutely ages. So I think we're going to head up here, and then we're going to head back down this way to M19A. And hopefully we can grab some experience and some more equipment as we go through. So we will move to here.
And there's just one more edit here, guys, because the quest I'm about to go and do is a very long quest that took me well over 3 hours to play. It's probably the longest quest in the game, and it's actually kind of boring. Not that it's not fun to play, but from a viewer perspective, it is kind of just a gather some resources quest and fight a bunch of monsters. It's not really related to any kind of story. So rather than spend hours and hours editing that quest, I'm just going to cut it out and tell you I basically got a load of resources for doing it, and all you are really missing out is watching me running around a map, picking up, finding tokens, and running away from monsters until finally I can escape off the board. So it's not that interesting, and I really don't feel like, spending hours and hours editing it. So we're going to skip that one, and we will pick up in just a moment from where that left off.
Okay, so with all that said, let's get ourselves on the move, and we are going to head straight to Pensburg. So we move to Pensburg, and we see if we have a road event, and we do not.
And there's just one more edit here, guys, where I do quite a bit of crafting whilst I'm in town. Rather than going through the whole rigmarole of showing everything, I basically spend all of my money to craft a modern lock for Friedrich's musket. I also upgrade his musket with lead balls and improved gunpowder. And I also slap a few upgrades, such as a leather handle on the Zweihander, and craft a couple of bits of armour. Yeah, so apologies for cutting that bit out, but it was a lot of faffing about, and really to watch me counting little cardboard coins and getting lots of little cardboard resource tokens. I didn't think it'd be that interesting, and it saves me a lot of time, so I have cut that part just to cut down on time. Alright, back to the show.
So we're back on the world map. So we're going to move to Ashenvald, and then we see if there is a road event. And there is. So we take our level 3 road events and we draw from the bottom. Illness. You see a group of local peasants walking the road in front of you. They're heading toward the town for no apparent reason. They turn around and upon seeing a wagon full of armed men, immediately jump aside. "Greetings, strangers. Stop the wagon for a moment, we beg you." You rein in the horses, curious what such a bunch of farmers might want from you. Maybe a wolf needs hunting down. "Thank you. Have ye a doctor or a barber in your wagon, good sirs? 2 of us got sick not long ago. We left 'em in a hut nearby and went for help. They have strange spots all o'er, and they're hot like a stove, not to mention their glossy eyes." Interesting, okay. A. Of course, we could take a look. Take us there, but this will cost, mind you. Choose a character responsible for healing. You may need to stay until tomorrow to see if the treatment is successful. Our other option is B. Stay clear. Stick to your dung instead of harassing the Duke's men. You wish us to catch some fever or whatnot? You quickly drive away without getting any closer to the peasants. The illness has already claimed a few poor wretches. You don't intend to join them. We're going to go with A, because we've got Friedrich with us, we've got a doctor with us. So we're going to go with option A. So we're obviously picking Friedrich. A moment later, you stand in front of the hut. Your medic enters a low, dark room full of smoke. The ill are lying in the corner, while a hunched crone is sitting next to them, making strange signs in the air and monotonously chanting, "Healers are here. Make room, mother." You step closer, examine their eyes and bodies, look inside their throats. You've never seen such symptoms before. 64.01. A. We must bleed all the sick. The bad blood will be drained, and their strength will soon return. B. There's nothing more to be done here. Medicine won't help. You need to send for the priests. Or C. I'll make a proper brew and deal with the symptoms. You can choose this option if your hero is the medic or the witch. Okay, we'll go with C. It is going to cost us a day, but I'm guessing this will get us our best result. So we go on to day 52. And then we read 64.06. Chosen hero tests brain 5. Well, I wasn't expecting that. We're probably going to fail this. Okay, so we need a 3, really. So Friedrich gets a 3. So because we got that 3, we had 1 for his current brain power of 1, and then we're going to have to spend his 1 morale to turn it into a 5. When we pass, we read 63.04. Okay, there is an issue here. There is a definite typo. So, so strangely, the errata doesn't actually say anything. But I think that's missing because it makes no sense. If we do 64.06 and we go to 63.04, it's clearly absolutely nothing to do with the current storyline. However, looking at the other options, it seems like it's a typo, and when we pick C, we're meant to go to 64.04. So that's what we're going to do, because it doesn't make any sense otherwise. And when we read 64.04, it tells us, the next morning you visit the hut with the sick. The symptoms seem to be slowly receding. The sick are breathing more regularly, and the fever is less severe. I'll leave you more brew. Give it to them twice a day until Sunday. How can we thank you? Take everything we prepared for our trip to town. At least you won't lack food for the next few days. The hero who participates in the healing gains 1 experience. You gain 1 fruit and 1 mushroom. Okay, so that's pretty good because it puts Friedrich up to 18 experience. And we gain a mushroom and a fruit. Okay, now we enter Ashenvald. Okay, so I've determined what level ups I want to buy. So Wilhelm, he's going to buy this full defense for 10 experience points because it's quite a nice attack, but that's going to be very, very good for if he needs to defend himself. So that's 10 experience. And then for another 10 experience, he's going to upgrade his health, which costs us 10 experience. So we move his health up to level 2. We also move this cube up by 1 space. And now he is the same as Friedrich, he's got a maximum of 9 health. And then for Friedrich, we're going to buy him 2 cards. First, we're going to buy him this Striking the Artery. It's completely pointless as an action, but as a reaction, each damage suffered by an enemy is treated as 2 damage. So that, coupled with his musket, is going to become insanely powerful. That's going to be an absolutely devastating attack. So we're going to take that one. And we're also going to buy another running shot for 9 experience. So it's 9 and 8 experience, so that is 17 experience, which drops Friedrich all the way down to 1 experience. Okay, and then we're done with our levelling up. We've got everything we can carry, so now we're going to head on to our final destination. So we take the wagon down to here, and we find ourselves at the Crow Caves. And we'll see if there is a road event, and there is. Okay, so we take our level 3 road events, and we have Clearing. You try to locate a ford, enabling you to cross the stream without getting wet. You swear when you entangle yourselves yet again in thorny bushes growing on its bank. Suddenly, you spot a forest clearing among tree trunks. It's full of red and blue flowers. It seems gods haven't forgotten about you. You go out into the open. Now, you see the clearing in all its glory, overgrown with all kinds of herbs and healing lichens. A. You quickly pick a few most impressive specimens and move on. Or B. You spend a few hours to carefully check the plants growing around and stuff your sacks with herbs. We're going to go with A, because if this costs us a day, we haven't got time for it. So we're going to go with A. You quickly pick some of the most interesting specimens and go to the fallen tree. There's no time to waste. Though you hurt inside, seeing how many valuable plants are within your reach, you try to remember this place, promising yourself to return here one day. You gain 1 flower and 1 stick. So we get a flower and a stick. And then we're done with that. So thankfully the gods gave us a little blessing there right before we went into this battle. So, here we are at last. S52. This desolate area you reached just before the evening is notorious for its cave complex, connected via countless tunnels full of dead-end shafts and enormous underground chambers. Is it possible that after so many weeks of your search, the beast is actually within your reach? Could it really hide somewhere in the bowels of the rocky labyrinth laying right before you? 36.01. You explore the area carefully, check mouths of all nearby caves for the beast's trail or recent signs of human activity, most probably large groups of people. Chosen hero tests perception 5. Oh god, that's what we are no good with at all. Okay, so we're gonna choose. Oh, we're level 0, aren't we? Oh, we can't even pass that. Not without dropping our morale down below 0. And I really don't want to do that. So we might have to just fail this. I mean, let's see what Wilhelm would have got. He'd have got a 0, so there's no way we could do it. So that's a fail. 36.03. You've searched the entire slope, but you still can't find any clear footprints. You do find some trails resembling a monster's paw in a few places, but you're far from certain. Okay, A. Now that you know where to look, you decide to wait until morning and check everything again when the sun sheds its light on the entire slope. +1 day, 36.05. Or B. Who knows if the daylight helps? You decide to get hounds from the town and return here. Place S53 on location 6. Oh, that'd mean going all the way back to Pensburg. Oh, we can't do that. We haven't got the time. So we're going to have to go with A. 36.05. So it's +1 day. 36.05. You resume your search in the morning. Now that you're well rested, with the mist nearly gone and the sun rising above the horizon, you should have an easier time. Chosen hero tests perception 4. Oh, we're still not good at that. But we can do it with Wilhelm if he rolls a 3. So we need to do this. We need a roll of a 3. Oh, and we get a 2, which is absolutely awful. Because we can still do this. But we're going to have to spend 2 of Wilhelm's morale to do it. which means it's going to drop him to -1 morale, meaning, for what I suspect is going to be our big final fight, he's going to have -1 to his strength. But we pass, so we go to 36.02. The closest hole challenges your courage with its darkness right before you. The rays of the setting sun cannot penetrate the depth of the cavern. However, when you approach, you spot fur caught in the rock fissures and trails of large paws stamped in the muddy puddle at its bottom. This must be the right entrance. The hero tested earlier gains 1 experience. I wish he gained 1 morale instead, but never mind. So Wilhelm is now on 2 experience. And then we go to 36.04. You've heard a lot about the Crow Caves. People at the inn said the highwaymen used to keep their stolen treasures here. It's a real labyrinth of corridors and passages, like dozens of ropes cast across the table. It's pitch black inside, but not completely silent. Sometimes you hear drops of water, sometimes moaning of the wind squeezing through narrow fissures leading to the surface. At other times, hard, skittering feet just beyond the reach of your torches. The darkness conceals a completely different world, alien and dangerous. After what seems like an eternity, you arrive at the first real fork. Earlier corridors branched left and right, but you considered them too narrow for the beast to squeeze through. The right branch is blocked by steel bars a few steps ahead. You hear the sound of running water coming from behind them. The left branch reeks of piss and feces. A. You turn right and try to bend the rusted bars. Or B. You turn left. Okay, so if we're looking for a monster den, then I'd guess that the stench of piss and feces is going to be the more likely place to go. However, if that cult are kind of keeping the beast here, then they might well have it behind these bars. So it could really be either of those, but I think we are going to follow the left branch, which reeks of piss and feces. 36.07. The stench is growing stronger. You also hear voices coming from afar. You're almost sure that a group of people is quarrelling somewhere ahead. About 50 paces from you, the corridor you're walking along widens into a huge rocky chamber. However, it branches into many smaller passages before that. Many of them also end in that chamber, forming a wall with dozens of holes. A. You rush into the chamber with readied weapons, hoping to surprise your enemies. B. You sneak through one of the side passages, trying to assess what's happening inside the chamber. 36.09. Or C. In the name of the Duke, surrender or die, one of you shouts and retreats deeper into the tunnel, while the rest draw their weapons and hide in the shadows of the side passages, preparing an ambush. Oh, that's interesting. How do we want to handle this? I think we're going to try and sneak through one of the side passages. So we're going to go to 36.09. You spot a group of bandits similar to those you saw earlier while following the beast. There's a dais to the side with barrels and boxes piled high. Wooden stairs lead up to it. A huge gaping hole is located on the opposite side of the chamber you've just entered. It opens into the next room. That's the source of the stench. Torches on the walls cast a flickering light. You go feed that monster yourself, not me turn. I fed it yesterday for the whole damn day, shouts a tall, moustached man, passing a bucket full of raw meat to a short man wearing a dirty green scarf on his neck. I'm going to sleep before the patrol. The short one looks at the bucket, completely resigned, but takes it obediently, and walks deeper into the chamber. You're wondering what to do next when you feel someone watching you. A tall man is standing on a platform in the upper part of the cavern, leaning against a wooden barrier. He wears a grey cloak, and many shiny charms hang from his unnaturally long, pale neck. He holds out his hands, spreads his fingers in some obscure gesture, and barks a few incomprehensible words. A loud noise immediately erupts behind him. Resolve quest 28B. Oh dear, we seem to have got caught there, but we are going to do quest 28B. And I think we're going to leave it here for this one, and pick up that in the next episode. So we're going to leave things on a nice cliffhanger. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. I really hope you've been enjoying this series, and as we get towards the end now, I hope you're all as excited as I am to see how this concludes. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all the usual YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.